So this is the first time I've been back to my Deep Woods food plot since April, and it's August 8th today. So as you can see, the weeds have kind of taken over. I did check, I have a couple cameras, and I mean, it's, deer have been hitting it. I'll add some to this video at the end. Definitely gonna have to do some work on it. Opening day is next Saturday, so I got a week. So I'm basically only going to be here for today. It's probably around 1 o'clock right now. I got to leave tomorrow by 1, so got about 24 hours to see what I can do. Just to try to get it ready. And yeah, so I got a lot of work ahead of me. So I will let me get to work, and then I'll show you a little bit of stuff I've done. I just put up a Maristep blind on the opposite side of my Deep Woods food plot. So that way, if the wind's off for the tree stand, I'll have this I can go to. It's actually right off of the road, so I won't have to really hike in very far, but cut in 2 little shooting lanes. Probably cut a little too much, but I think it's far enough away. And I also stacked up some tree limbs in front. I'm going to do some on the side as well, just to kind of hide the blind a little bit more. And here's my view from inside the blind. So I got a pretty wide gap right there. So yeah, I have a good option between this and the tree stand on opening day. So basically went at it with a souped up weed eater. Probably should have used a lawnmower, but I don't think I could get one back here unless I used a push mower to put on the back of it, the 4-wheeler. So I'm trying to clear this. We originally cut this so we could have a shooting lane for tree stand there, but it's really overgrown, so I'm going at it with the loppers, so it's taking forever. But I don't want those to grow up anymore, or else I'm not going to be able to see from the tree stand. So that's what I'm working on now. Alright, so got that cut down and used the weed eater on some of the stuff that I could. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I looked back at the tape, and earlier when I showed food plot, it looked like it was just all weeds, but there's still some grasses and some other plants for them to eat. It just doesn't come out that well on camera. So I think that's about all I can do for today. I'm worn out, so just see what I can get into tomorrow. Here's another project for to get ready for opening day. As you can see, the weeds have grown sky high to be able to get to the shooting house. So I got a new chair for it I want to put in. So I'm going to go at it with the weed eater and also spray some Roundup all around it. And that's one more thing on my list. Okay, so just that little bit took about 30 minutes. I really need this attachment. Isn't the right one. I need the buzzsaw looking one, but I didn't bring it with me. Okay, for those people that don't understand why we as hunters have to come and inspect our stands and wonder why we can't just go on opening day why we have to go and prepare and get ready for it, there's one of the reasons. Look at them. Had I gone up in there without checking it or went to put that chair in here, I would have got tore up. So when I was actually bumping real close to the stairs and trying to get underneath so I could get around to the front side, I had two of them buzzed by my head, so it's a good thing I definitely looked, which we pretty much always do before we come out and just hop in a stand. We check all of them to make sure. Main thing are wasps, but occasionally we'll find snakes. So that's the reason we have to actually get ready and prepare and go down the weekend or a couple weeks before to check all the stands, because on opening day you don't want to climb up there first thing in the morning where it's still dark and all of a sudden look up and see that, because they'd probably hit you before you even noticed it. So that's why we call it working for the hunt. Okay, so in my truck I found a old can of wasp and hornet spray. I don't know how old it is, but we'll see. I want to make sure it sprays. So I thought I'd film it so that way hopefully I won't get stung, but if I do I'll probably get more views. But I'm gonna go give it a shot, see if I can't get them killed, because I really want to hunt this on opening day. Well, either this one or the deep woods plot, but I'll probably do one in the morning and one in the evening. So well, you can see them flying around. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but all right, here we go. Okay, so there wasn't that much spray in there, but I think I got them. I think I only had one or two come after me, so I think it's pretty good. I didn't get stung, so much for wishful thinking. I know there was probably several of you were thinking, man, I hope he gets stung. All right, on to the next project. All right, so now I'm going to check one of our tree stands. It's in a big oak tree. We call it the oak tree stand. So one of the other things we do to prepare and get ready for opening day, just like with the shooting house and had the wasp, we also like to go up and check all deer stands for, wasp. And there's actually been a couple times we've climbed up in them and there's been a snake laying on the chair or something, and we want to see how the burlap looks. Like you can see, this one's pretty much shredded, so we'll end up having to replace that. We got a big roll of burlap. If you buy a big roll of it, you can get it a lot cheaper than a lot of people I know buy it from Walmart, just like one for each stand. If you only have one stand, that works out. I think they're like 12 or 13 bucks, but if you have several different stands on your property, you might want to just get a whole roll of the burlap. I'll show you what it looks like from up here. I'm going to quickly look, make sure I don't see snakes or wasps or anything. So, looks over, we call this food plot the oak tree food plot. We're real original, as you can tell. But we also, there's a path that where the shooting house is, we call that the big heel food plot, because if you look at it from satellite, it looks like a, basically like a woman's shoe with a big heel. So, but there's a path from this one down to the big heel plot, so put some corn out there as well. Anyway, but this is the view from the oak tree plot. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut this out and put some more burlap on it. Okay, as you see, we put padding around it. We've got some electrical tape. But as far as the burlap, we just hold them on with the zip ties. Just find it's real easy, and then when we go to replace them, we just come in here and, well, if I can get to it, cut it right off. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so there's a big roll of the camo burlap. So I know I need about 12 feet of it. I've already made a little mark down there, so I'm just gonna roll it out. Almost perfect. Alright, so I'm just gonna cut that and then wrap it and zip tie it to the stand. I'll show you that as well. Okay, so as you can see, I just kind of overlap it around and then get a starting point, and then put some zip ties in it. First one's in, so I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around to secure it, and I'll show you the finished job. And voila, just overlapped it some and put in the zip ties, and it'll be good for this season. Probably be doing it again next year, but one of the things we do to get ready for deer season. And I like to cut these off. I just don't like them sticking up. They get on my nerves when I'm in the stand. So I'm going to go ahead and snip those top parts, and then I'll show you what it looks like from underneath. I did want to show you this real quick. I also wrap the bottom as well, so that way when the wind blows, it doesn't flap up and get stuck, because this stuff will rip, fairly easy if the wind blows and it gets pushed into a limb and stuff. So that's just one of the little extra things that I do, because the ones that we haven't done in the past, the wind will blow and it will start shredding, and then it will start ripping on up. So that's just kind of helps out. It's a little more secure and helps it last longer. And that's what it looks like from the food plot. Kind of helps it blend in with the tree. Alright, on to the next project.